Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new series that I kind of want to start up on YouTube. This is gonna be episode or build log one of building Laventhrope. Now, around May of 2020, due to the virus and me not being able to get a job, I joined a Minecraft server with some friends from the city I went to college at. And what ended up happening is I decided to start building a castle. Now, I built it on and off for the remainder of the summer of 2020. And then I kind of slowly started to become unmotivated. And then eventually the server was shut down in November. But I managed to get the save file for it. And that is why I have all of this really late game stuff um, in the first episode of this video. Now, um, as I said, I started building a castle, and I'm eventually going to build a surrounding village. Now, as for the castle, here's what is completed so far. Poof. So, this is the view of the throne room. That's a small statue I made for the cat I had in the game that sadly drowned. Yeah, it's depressing, I know. um, and I've been slowly, actually, as of the past like week, I've really been picking up the pace of this castle. And the reason why I've also started doing this is because I want to have more of a build log so I can see where I was at a certain time and then where I'm at like later as it progresses. So, this castle is the Chateau Noire, which is French for the Black Chateau. A chateau is a castle, but more of a manor, so it's a lot more like to show off wealth and not a fortress of, well, I would say solitude, but it's not. It's just a fortress to guard anything, the king, the most prized possessions of the area. I wanted this to mainly be showing off the wealth of Laventhrope, the kingdom. And we can come in. For a while, there wasn't the stained glass on the throne room, and I'm going to be showing some pictures up of what the castle was building up looking like. There's also the terraform under here. This is not my best terraforming job. Um, I could definitely do better. But yeah, here's the statue of my kitty who drowned in a puddle or in a pool like right underneath here. It was pretty depressing. I heard it all happen. I'm still kind of sad about it because I tamed the cat in like June or July of 2020, so a fair amount of time ago. As here we have the gatehouse, one of the gatehouses. That's a first entrance into it. Now, there's this YouTuber that I like to watch. I don't exactly remember his name. I will put his link in the description. Basically, he talks about castles and the way castles were built and different features about castles and stuff like that. It's a really cool channel. He's actually Jazza's brother. If you watch Draw with Jazza, his stuff is really good. So I've learned a lot of stuff. And one thing is we have the portcullis, which is the big gate that closes. And if people would use a battering ram to get this open, you would want a sharp turn so that it would be difficult to get the battering ram into there because the larger the battering ram, the more people that it can hold that will like knock down like a wall because there's just more force. So it would be hard to turn it around this corner and especially going down too because I was too lazy to make them the same height. And then we come around here after this other portcullis into the center bailey. We got one unfinished house right here that is again in the Gothic style. I wanted to go like a dark Gothic mixed with almost like a Lovecraftian vibe, so you can tell with the prismarine it's got that more like aquatic look to it. We got some again. I really liked the soul lanterns. I feel like Oh, I just realized it makes sounds when you hit it. That's cute. I really like the soul lanterns because they fit in with the color really, really well. We got a staircase up here. This has all been done in like the past like week, which I'm really proud of. And then we got more of the view of the Chateau Noire. Um, I really, really like how this thing's looking. It's super menacing. Lots of detail. We have an inn right here, which is if there's some kind of like no royalty or nobility staying, they could either stay in dedicated like rooms inside, or they could also stay in here in the inn, which also kind of works as a hostel. Now, if we follow this path, well, we don't have to follow the path. We also have a tavern on the side of the inn that is not finished again. We got, some mead and ale barrels. And then yeah, the main parts of the inn is not finished. I do still need to work on that. We have stables so that people can like obviously leave their horses overnight, their mules. Staircase to lead up to the floors. Um, and then the rooms are yet again unfinished. We got one bathroom for the whole floor. I really like using the compost bin and filling it up a little bit because it just looks gross and like people have been using it. And if we come up to the top, this is more of a hostel area. So like it would be cheaper to stay up in here, and you could also hold more people at once. Now if we come down here and walk out, we also have, this is a bathhouse. So it's unfinished again. It's a little like the roof is finally done in this area. We have, yeah, it's a bathhouse. People can come in, sit in the nice warm water. I liked using the new warped blocks because they look like it's been like almost like rotted away with all the moisture in the area. And the reason why there's torches sitting on these is because eventually I want to trade them out for candles when the new 1.17 update comes out. And we got a changing room. And then up here, this is just kind of a funny bit that I was talking about with one of the other people on the servers. I want to turn this place into a brothel just because I think it's funny. And then when we come back outside, there's two other like buildings in the center bailey, and that is down here. We have the Royal Blacksmith. The path hasn't made it to here yet, but we have a Royal Blacksmith with obviously yeah all the stuff. I accidentally I was changing the area underneath here into the new smithing table because I know that's not is that a smithing table? I don't remember. Um into that, and this used to be an invisible item frame, and it kind of broke, so because I forgot that anvils are affected by gravity. So yeah, that's kind of what we got here. I need to just go through and put in the command. As you can see, we got more invisible item frames. The one thing I don't like about them is that it makes the items a lot smaller. Um, but I might install the I just heard a puppy. I might install the what are these? I don't remember what these are called. I don't remember what they're called. Sorry, but there's a plugin that you can install that can actually make you like be able to move them and make them do funky poses. So I could actually have like a sword sitting up against there, which I think would be pretty cool. Looks like the sun's going down again. Yet again, the interior of this building is empty. I still need to go through and do all that. And then if we come around here, this is going to be an area that's going to hold like a bunch of firewood and logs and timber and stuff like that. Then we got the barracks. Again, I don't even really need to go inside because you know it's empty. If we come around here, we have the archery range, and then the training field needs to be filled. The wall is like, if you couldn't tell, this build is massive. I have so much like detail I gotta go into do it as well. Um, this wall is not finished, but you can kind of see the idea is wanting to go for it. Sorry about that. I had to cut. I accidentally swallowed down the wrong pipe and had to cough my lung out for a little bit. So if we come around here, we have the main entrance, which we have the staircase that leads up to the drawbridge. It's kind of a tiny drawbridge, but that's because the door to the castle is not that big. So it doesn't need a big drawbridge, because the drawbridge will get caught on there, and then the people sieging would be able to pull it down a lot easier. So if we enter here, we have basically a slaughter chamber. We got murder holes in the ceiling and in the wall and in like the walls that people can shoot arrows through, and then people up here can rain death upon the people, whether it's with molten sand or arrows or like hot oil, whatever it is. And then in here we have a small courtyard, just to kind of create a almost like an airlock. So if people break through here, they still have to break through this one. And then we get inside the castle. The interior of the castle is pretty empty. Um, the We have the throne room over here, which is, believe it or not, unfinished. The portal to the Nether, which leads to a bunch of other places on the server, like the Guardian Farm and other people's bases that are no longer on the server. Out there, I plan on making the farmland of the world, and then out here is just a simple promenade that leads into one of the towers. And then over there we have the Great Hall. Here, let me just run down over there. We have the Great Hall in here. Again, unfinished. The interior of the castle still needs a lot of work. We got the places where people would stay, who like the cooks in the kitchen and the people and like the servants who would like treat the guests who are at the Great Hall. We have the guard rooms. We have one right there and one right there. We have the theater, however you want to pronounce it, whether you want to pronounce it like a goober like I do, theater, or pronounce it like a normal person, theater. We have one in here. Yet again, unfinished. There's an area up there so that anybody can watch the play that's being performed. There's a outside promenade that leads onto the wall, so there's a way to enter the wall there. What else? We have the library. But first, since we're down here, I'll take you into the basement, the quote-unquote basement of the castle, which is where the my storage system is, which is basically where they would have all their gold and basically all their riches. And then I'm also going to put the dungeon down here. And if we come up here, we have a staircase just down at the end of the hall. This is what I'm using as my smelting room. Some of the stuff has not been moved since May of last year. Let's run up the stairs. There's nothing really important on any floor. They're mainly just empty floors. But we have the library that I've kind of started to work on. I really like using the looms as like a empty bookshelf, because they're kind of like the same. They're the same colors, the bookshelves and everything. And then the higher up we go, we just got a bunch of rooms and stuff, so there's nothing really important up there, and there's no way we can get out. And then we have the church, or the chapel, in here. I do plan on building a Gothic cathedral, but that is a feat that's a bridge I will cross when I get to it. This has been actually a wickedly fun build. I'm probably gonna have to, I might cut and watch over the footage, see how everything's turning out. And then first, before I do that, we're gonna fly and look at the map of this place. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna sleep. All right, so we're back. I just want to do a quick flyby just to show you how just menacing this castle looks. I love it. You can see I got some of the like, I took a little bit of inspiration off of, this is just a tiny little bit, off of Anor Londo from Dark Souls, and also just regular Gothic cathedrals. You obviously got to put some flying buttresses in, otherwise it's not Gothic. Um, I just think that's a funny joke. Obviously, if it doesn't have flying buttresses, it can still be Gothic. Um, I just kind of think it's a meme. Gothic cathedral style or just Gothic style architecture is my favorite style of architecture. I actually went to college for architectural technologies. Um, and I had to do a report on comparing three different like buildings or three different things, and I chose Gothic cathedrals. So I did a little bit of research, knowing about how like Gothic style works. I've also been looking at a bunch of references, obviously Notre Dame, Bourges Cathedral, stuff like that. But if we come over here, we have the first building. Oh, that's a perfect viewing platform. I just realized. All right, so if we come over here, we have the first building that I built on this server, back when it still was a server. So now you can see it is very distinct in its style. It looks, I would say it looks pretty gothic. It looks like something that you'd see in like some kind of Halloween movie with like witches and wizards. Even though I'm doing a little bit of lore for this. I'm not just gonna be sure. I'm sure this is Laventhrope, but I'm gonna be building multiple kingdoms on this world. Um, so I want to like kind of build up lore. Um, and I want Laventhrope to be, obviously it's a French style, French Gothic style of build, and I want it to be ran by almost like these like fish people. Like I kind of made them, they're I call them Undines, kind of like the Undertale character. They are inspired a lot. That's probably why I subconsciously named them Undines, is because they are mainly inspired by the character Undine from Undertale. Um, so if we come down here, we can get another view. I wonder where I got all my wood. Um, oh shoot, I need to I need to stop swearing as much, especially on YouTube, because I am playing a game that is most wellly recognized to be played by children, so I kind of need to tone back the swearing. But here's another view of it. I think it's a solid build style. I'm gonna have to do a lot, and I mean a lot, of AFKing at the Guardian farm to get all the Prismarine, but luckily regular Prismarine is a lot cheaper than Dark Prismarine. And one thing I was thinking would be interesting is actually using this purpur um, to like make almost like small trees or some weird like plant that grows in the area. And I could also like take, I don't have any like leaves on me. I'm too lazy to get them. But yeah, like make them look like weird dead trees. I think it might work if I actually incorporate them into the builds, and I don't like it, I just won't use it. um, but oh, I just realized right here isn't done. Oh no! Look, there's a little bit of actual building in this episode. All right. Well, yeah. This was my like. I would say starter house, but as you can see, it's empty. What's in here? Iron booties. Awesome. Look, the floor isn't even finished. Come on, Carson. Jeez. All right. Well, luckily I do have a map. Look at that. Look at how big the castle, like, and the center bailey actually is. And here's where we are right now. What I plan on doing with Laventhrope is I want the main, like, kingdom to be on this mountain. There's a little bit under down there. I just didn't really bother because it's like that much. It's really not a lot. It's like half of one map, so I didn't really bother with that. But I want this entire thing to be a like sprawling Gothic medieval kingdom. So we got the main keep or chateau up here. We got all the different builds. We got the barracks, we've got the bathhouse, the inn, the blacksmith, and I don't know what I'm gonna make that. I'll make it something. Just need to figure out what it is. I plan on building the cathedral around here. Worst comes to worst, I might just build it somewhere over here. I do plan on flattening a lot of these hills. Um, but right here, I thought would be a pretty cool place to put it because it is actually it's right here. It's a pretty decently flat area, but also I could just make a flat area like somewhere around there. Um, Obviously, I'm going to be making a Gothic cathedral. It is going to be huge. It's going to be probably the size of the keep, if not a little bit smaller, because that is the way it worked back in the medieval ages. Is the cathedral would be the size of the keep, if not larger, because that is more like God is more important than material possessions and all this stuff. So I'm gonna place it somewhere in here. I'll figure that out later. Um, so let me try to find a cool angle on the castle. You can see that there's lots of terraforming I gotta do. There's lots and lots of work. I'm going to be putting out updates of this as I like do something grandiose. So whether it's a lot of terraforming, I might put out updates like weekly, bi-weekly, something like that. I actually, oop, I hit my phone. I actually put in these spires yesterday, so these are very new. Yesterday, as in the 29th of January, it is currently the 30th of January. So, news. Oh, you can actually see the castle a lot better if I do it this way. Let me just get rid of it. Alright. So, news. I have a PC on its way. And with that PC, it is better than the laptop I have. So, I will be able to record in higher definition, and I'll also be able to live stream. Now, one thing I plan on doing is I want to primarily be building this live on Twitch. My Twitch is twitch.tv/Carson Creates, all underscore, no spaces or anything. I'm going to yet again include the link in the description down below. I hope to see you over there. I think it'll be a fun thing. We can all sit there. We can listen to good music. We could vibe. I'm excited. I'm actually really excited to start live streaming it. So yeah, if you are interested in joining me on this journey, hit that like button. If you are if you couldn't tell, I'm still pretty new to this YouTube thing. My videos aren't high quality. I'm using my headset mic, so if you think I have potential, just hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna start a playlist. Even if you want to just follow the series, just save the playlist. However you want to do it. But thank you very much for watching, and everybody have a wonderful day.